Hey YouTube, this is Andrew here with another Walking Dead set review. This is the Boiler Room by McFarlane Toys. Contains 176 pieces. On the back you can see the different poses that you can put the minifigures in, as well as some additional sets. Let's open this up and see what's inside. This set is based on the Boiler Room from Season 3 of the TV show, and it showcases Rick finding the zombie who has just fed on Lori. Okay, once the box is open, you can see that there are lots of bags inside. This is pretty standard things for construction sets. They keep everything separated. You'll more than likely end up opening these all up and putting them in a large pile and just working from that pile. That's what I always do. Here's the instruction manual. This will show you all the steps that are included to complete the set and make it look as it appears on the box. They usually do a really good job of telling you how to put things together. Here on the back is the some of the other sets that you can get. Let's put this thing together. Okay, this portion of the video is just to kind of show you how the set is going to be constructed. If you'd like to skip ahead to the actual review, it'll start at about 8 minutes. The story with this set is at the end of Season 2, Rick and the group are all looking for a new place to live, and they found this prison. It's got fences, it's got a tower, and they can kind of keep a lookout for invaders and zombies and everything. So once the season starts, they're all already living there. You don't get to see the transition that they made to get to that point. So it opens up with, they've all found a balance between going out and looking for food and farming, and everyone's got a job to do. And there's this, inside the prison there's a boiler room, and this is sort of shows that Rick is he's losing a little bit of his sanity. Lori was pregnant, she had the baby, and she got bitten and she got turned, and he's going through a loss, and he's having some of these visual hallucinations of Lori and some auditory hallucinations, and this all kind of takes place in the boiler room, which is kind of a dark and isolated place, and you can see that he's kind of cut off from the rest of the group. And this set sort of ties into the whole theme of the prison that some of the McFarlane sets have already come out with, as sort of like an accessory or maybe a display. So I think in part this is sort of a way to, like, if you wanted to, you could get all of these sets and get multiples, and you could probably make the actual prison to scale if you had the tower, the fence, the cell room, the catwalk, the boiler room. All of those would kind of, if you could get them all together, you could make just a huge display of the prison from the Walking Dead show. So in the show, the prison is a place where the group is safe, and it's sort of like a weird contrast to how life is in the real world. I mean, it's weird that the safest place in the zombie apocalypse is a maximum security prison, which is where they end up. So in a way, like, they're free, as they're not zombies, but they're inside a prison, which is like they're prisoners of their own world. And they have a constant battle where they try to keep zombies out, and invaders and thieves and all that. And that's kind of weird, because they're fighting to keep people out of prison, which is different, where most of your really bad people fight to keep them in prison. So as Season 3 plays out, the group gets a little too comfortable in the prison. They have they have their system, they have their shifts that they watch, and they have their food, and they have their farming and their animals and stuff. And I think they get just a little bit too comfortable inside there, and they let their guard down, and some things happen. And I think what the show is trying to tell you is, like, in a time where there are zombies and people who want to kill you and take what you have, it shows that there's no safe haven or a sure thing, that you're always going to have to be on your guard, and you're always going to have to be in survival mode at all times. You can't really get comfortable. You have to stay sharp and keep a watch for any potential dangers. Okay, so we're just finishing up a few little things on the set here. This is one of those sets that would be a great addition to any construction set that you may have already collected. And if you're looking for like that special prop or scenery or background or whatever, this is a good set to have for that. Just to have an extra feature or a different location to something. It's got like a really authentic looking pipes and floor and walls, and everything it ties in well with each other, and it really looks like a really nice miniature boiler room. I got this set on clearance, which is a definite benefit or a plus to getting this set. You didn't really want to pay a whole lot for it, just because you're kind of limited to its uses, but it's something I definitely wanted to get. So there it is, it's all finished, and you can see they did a really good job with all the details and the textures and the real atmosphere of the boiler room. And this is obviously something that you'd want to have at an angle to display on, as you can see here. There's not a whole lot of detail on the back of the set here. You can see there's some gaps there, and it doesn't really look that good on that side. But this side, it looks really good. This is something you'd put on a shelf or a desk, or maybe put some weights on it and sink it down into a fish tank or something. Here's one extra little note here. This is a loose leaf piece of paper showing you that on step 31 you're not going to want to put the steel rod into the wall. You're going to want to wait and put the wheels on. So once you've built the set, this is what you're left over with, or what you ended up not using during the construction of the set. Okay, and here is a look at the minifigures that are included. This is the Gorged Zombie. Get you a nice little close-up of some of the details of the figure. You see they really went out of their way to make this one look really realistic. It's the wash is good. You can see his little belly. It really looks like he's had a huge dinner. They just did a overall really good job with this one. This was a step up from some of their other zombie figures. And he's in a seated or resting position. And the other figure is the Rick figure. You can see that he's in a standing position, and he's holding his signature gun, which is not removable, unfortunately. But yeah, he turned out pretty good too. He's got a little bit of blood on his shirt there. So the issues that I had with the set were mainly just fitting issues, and a few what I thought were missing pieces turned out to be they were just different colors. But overall, this is a good set. Catching it on sale was definitely a plus. The building of the set was fun without being repetitive. There were a few little fitting issues, and getting the instruction can be a little bit vague sometimes on where things are supposed to go, and some of the pieces were different colors. Some of the pipes were different colors than they showed in the instruction book. It's something you might want to think about. It's just minor issues. I would definitely recommend this set just because of the novelty value of having a boiler room. Those are my thoughts on this set. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out some of my other videos, and be sure and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.